Problems with roles and responsibilities. In your follow-up meeting with the project team, you learned that there is some confusion regarding the roles and responsibilities. It seems that some team members are either confused or don't understand what are their responsibilities in the project. This situation has led to some duplication of efforts and some disagreements that you don't want to become into a major conflict. You ask the team if anybody feels that they are confused about their roles and responsibilities. 3 team members raise their hands. The first one to raise her hand is the procurement officer. She explains that the previous project manager used to make the purchases directly with the vendors and she received no updates on those orders, and that has caused some delays in the procurement of tools to start the construction of the houses. The second team member to raise her hand is the project assistant. She mentions that her responsibilities in the project are very limited and has no access to some critical information she needs to coordinate the work of staff that are providing external support and the development of timely reports to all team members. She mentions that all reports and coordination were managed by the previous project manager. This situation has caused some confusion what her role in the project really is. The last team member to raise his hand is the project administrator. He mentioned that there is some duplication of efforts due to a lack of clarity of who is responsible for certain activities in the project. He's supposed to be responsible for all project logistics and general services, but the previous project manager did not make that clear to all involved. As a result, staff from the regional support office are doing some of the tasks he's also doing. All 3 members add that this situation is having an effect on their morale. They feel that they should have a bigger role in contributing to the project objective. You agree that this is a situation that needs to change. You will consult with other key stakeholders and will announce the changes in responsibilities in the project team to make sure there is no conflict or duplication of efforts. Review of the RACI chart. The RACI chart identifies the roles and responsibilities against the task in the project. It is a simple tool that ensures all people involved understand the responsibilities in each task or activity. The acronym RACI is used to identify the people in the project that are responsible, accountable, they are consulted, and informed. The project RACI chart identifies all the team members of the project, especially the responsibilities you have as a project manager. Each column identifies a team member. The chart also includes some key stakeholders that have a role in the project. The 3 members that provide support to the project are identified in the chart and have some roles in the areas that concern them. You notice that the project assistant and the procurement officer and the project administrator, they all have been assigned as people to be consulted or informed in the activities of procurement, administration, and project support. You note that this is not quite right. You also notice that the project manager has been assigned and responsible for those 3 activities, and the program director as accountable. You know that this is the area that is causing some of the problems. You take the opportunity that the program director will be in the project site next week to discuss this issue. Meeting with the program director. In your meeting with the program director, you inform her of the conversation you had with the team and the problems they are facing because of the lack of clarity in the roles and responsibilities. You mentioned that the areas affected are related to the project support, which includes procurement, administration, and coordination. You show her your findings of the analysis of the RACI charts. You explain that the team is starting to have some problems in the area of support. There is confusion between the functions they have been assigned and their current responsibilities in the project, especially now with the changes in project manager. She mentions that the previous project manager wanted to have more control on those areas where he felt he had very good experience, and due to the high visibility of the project, he wanted to make sure there will be no problems. You give her some suggestions to change the RACI matrix, and that with these changes, the problems identified by the team members will not happen again and will even help improve morale. She agrees But she recommends that you should first talk with the human resources to ensure the changes are not going to result in an increase in salaries or promotions since the project budget is very limited. You agree and leave her office to arrange a call with the HR director. Meeting with the human resources director. You initiate a call with the Director of Human Resources. She's based in the regional office providing support to the project. You ask her about the problems you discussed with the program director and the need to make changes in the roles and responsibilities of 3 members in your team. You want to know if the suggested changes will have an effect on the job descriptions used to hire them. You let her know that the project budget is very tight and it will not be possible to increase salaries. You also want to make sure that the changes are at the level of the capacity and experience to do the job. She lets you know that the original job descriptions included for the type of responsibilities your recommendations are describing. Making the changes in the RACI charts will not create any need for an increase in salary or promotions. She mentions that it's up to you to make the recommended changes, but you should make sure that all understand the impact of those changes and they should be informed that the change is not different from the responsibilities they were originally hired to do in the project. With that information in hand, you proceed to make the changes to the RACI chart, and you will inform the program director and the rest of the team about the changes.